Hello, in this video we're going to talk about how to add your agency onto Business Manager and why you want to do that with your account when it comes to working with clients. Now, the first part, what you'll want to do is create your Business Manager. If you haven't done this yet, if you're a starting agency or whatnot, you might want to create that first. We do have another video in this series that kind of explains how you can create that Business Manager. Basically, you'll just go to business.facebook.com and fill out the details there to create your Business Manager. You can refer to that other video if you need to see details on how to set that up. But let's say you've done that now, and now you're kind of curious on how do I get access to various client assets that we need to run ads for or do any sort of other work with when it comes to Business Manager. So what you'll do is go to business.facebook.com/settings. And when you get there, you'll kind of get to a page that looks like this. These might be more folded up like such. And what you'll do is you'll click on users here, and then you'll click on this partners. Now, partners is basically how you give people that are external to your team assets access to your assets that you have. Likewise, this is how other companies that maybe you're working for can give you access to their assets, right? So it's just how you get things for people that you're working with externally. Now, why is this important? Now, let's say you're an agency and you're starting to work with a prospect and maybe you want to feel them out or you want to see what kind of results you can give them. One of the things that they can do is they can then give you access to just view maybe ads that you've ran before and various analytics from your page or whatnot. So they can go in and they can look at things but not necessarily have access to do posts and to create new ads. So there's one way that you can do it. So it's great to have these different permissions levels, which we'll kind of get into here in a little bit. Likewise, people here, this is for your internal team. If you want to add other team members to your agency account or whatnot, you'll do that here. But we'll click on partners because we're pretending here we're an agency and we want to request access from a new client that we got, let's say. So what you'll do here, there's two sort of methods that you'll see. You can have the partner share assets with you, and they can basically click on add here. They can type in what that business ID is, and that would be basically your ID. They would click on next, and then they can give you the specific details, and they can say, I want to give him access to the page, and you can click on the permissions that they want, and I'll click Save Changes here, and that would give basically you access if this was them doing it. So you can give them instructions to do it this way, and they can access it. Or what you can do is you can have them give you their business ID, and then you can request the assets from them. Now, if you want to do that, this makes it a little bit easier on the client, but they'll need to know where their business ID is. So if I click on Business Info down here, you'll see it right here is their Business Manager ID, or you can just get this whole, basically this URL here. It's going to be this here, business.facebook.com/settings/info, and then this will be their specific business ID. That's how you can do it. They can copy that. So you can give them these instructions, and then they can you can request that access. So if you have that ID, as I do here, I'll basically go into partners, and then this section here, partner to request assets from. So I'll click on add there. I'll say get started, and then what you'll want to do is you'll type in your contact name. So I'm going to just type in my name, my email. This is what you're typing in. This would be the client that you have. So the client's name, the client's email, and then their business ID that they've given you. So I'll type that in. And you'll see here it'll share the name of the account that you're logged in with, as well as your business name that you're requesting the access from. So under your business role, this is what you're going to say if you are a brand or business, or if you're a media agency, like an advertising agency, you'll click that, or another type of partner. So I'll click on media agency. And then the partner's role, this is most likely a brand or business, or you can click on just whatever those are. These don't matter too much. This is just more information for Facebook on their behalf for the most part. So you type in your contact name, you type in their email, and you type in their business ID. Now, mainly it's going to do it based on this business ID, but it's going to send this email that request, right? So you'll want that business ID to just make sure that's accurate and you have that. and then you'll click on request asset types. Now, once I click on next, it'll ask for what are you trying to get access to. It won't necessarily show you the different pages and things that they have, but it'll show you what what you can get assets access to, like the different types here. So if I click on pages here, you can click on what permissions that you want to get. Now, for me as an advertiser or whatnot, I usually want as most permissions as I can, because then when it comes to other things, like doing work on the pixel or something very technical, if my client's not very tech savvy, I might just want them to give me admin access so I can just do it without having to kind of harass them and ask them to do different small tasks that I might need them to do because I don't have enough permission. So that's something to think about. Some clients might not want to give you full permission, so that's fine too. So it's something you might just want to talk with them about. So let's say for this example, maybe you just post and let's say you just do comment moderation and send messages and that sort of thing. So in this case, you would click on this here, and you see it does automatically select some other permissions too. You can't really uncheck those. But this here, you can see I'm not able to publish as the page if I do this, but I can, moderate comments and messages or whatnot. So I could do that, and I could click confirm and review, and then it would send that request. Now, if you want more permissions, you might click on this, and that'll let you publish to the page as well. Or if you want kind of everything, full control, you'll click on that bottom one. It won't have view earnings insights checked, so you might want to have that too, or not. But then you'll pick on that, and before you click on next to confirm and review, I would go through the rest of these first, so you're not just repeating tasks here, and just go through them all. You can see it says requested on that one, so you can go through and you can do the same thing for the ad account level. So maybe I want to, like I said, if you have a prospect and you just want to look at the data first and see, is this someone I can work with? Do the results make sense? All that kind of stuff. You can click on view performance and request that access. So then you don't have that full permission to, create ads and whatnot. But if they do want to give you those full permissions, you'll click on that one there. It'll give you that Creative Hub access as well. And then if you want to do kind of everything, kind of an admin level permissions, you'll click on that bottom one as well. So you'll see it'll highlight those there. I'll go down to catalogs. If they have catalogs there, you can ask for full control or just to create ads there. You'll definitely want that if you're running ads. But if you want to do things with the catalog specifically, it could, you might want to remove items or something like that, or make new categories or whatnot, or do specific things with the catalog that, are outside of just creating ads. You might want that permission there as well. And then the pixels, so if they have any pixels, you can request to view them or to do the full manage pixels setting there. And that basically lets you make new audiences and change other events that might be happening on the pixel. And then the Instagram accounts. So if they have specific Instagram accounts, you can request partner access as well. Now you see here, you got all those requests coming in. And if I click next, it will kind of confirm and review it, and it'll send those requests for you. So that's basically how you do it, how you'll want to get those permissions for those levels that you want to access the different assets of your client that you might have. So I'm going to exit out of that and just give you a quick recap again. So we're going to business.facebook.com/settings, and there's kind of two ways of doing it. If you want the client to do the load of the work, you can have them share the assets with you. So you would just give them these instructions and say, share assets with me. They would click add. They would type in your business ID. Boom. Click next, and then they would go through and give you the specific permissions that they want to give you here. Now, if you want to give them less work and you want to kind of take the majority of the work and they would just have to go in and accept the permissions and whatnot, you would just click on this one here, and that's where you would, again, type in their business ID, the contact email, and then you would decide, like I showed you before, on what assets you want and what those permissions level are, and then they can kind of decide what they're going to give you there. So the whole reason why we're doing this is to keep kind of it separate. So instead of owning our clients' assets like the pixel, the ad account, all that sort of stuff, audiences, instead you'll want to do it this way. It's the way that Facebook recommends it. And if there's any sort of relationship that gets broken off in the future, it's easier for them to remove you from the assets. Or likewise, if you're the company, you can remove people from having access to your assets, right? So this is kind of the way to do it. People is where you're going to be adding your specific internal employees, and then partners is where anyone else that you work with external to your company, you're going to want to give them access to your assets here, or request those assets from your specific clients here. So I hope that video made sense. If it doesn't, if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. And that's kind of how you can get those different permissions for your business manager and for other people's assets. Thanks.